Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I came up with this talk out of absolute divine guidance that wouldn't let up in the last couple of months. I'm on a ride that is launching into something beyond my comprehension and beyond my control, which is amazing. So I'm glad you're here on the ride with me, as Kevin and I were talking about before. And a couple of you already put your name and where you're from in the chat. I'm so happy to have you all here, whether you're here live, which is going to be amazing for the energy of the channel. I'm really excited for that, people being here live is what pulls energy through me as the channel. So really excited to have this opportunity. So thanks for that. And I'll just throw it to Kevin for a second for logistics, and then we'll get on it.
See where we go. Yeah. Well, I'm Kevin Young. I know most of you guys already from the other group that I host, Lightworker Exchange. And I'm Erin and I connected a little while back and through Mark Rogers actually. And she's channeled for me and I'm helping her get her business taken off. And it's been a really good co-creative relationship here. And I offered to host this to support her because I've done this before and wanted to help out. And I love seeing somebody who's so good like Erin is here to take off into the world. And got so many people who are calling for her energy. And I'm just honored to be a little part of it. So you guys probably know this event's being recorded. We just turned on the button here. She's going to share this on her YouTube channel so other people can benefit and also send it out to the people who couldn't make it or don't end up showing up here. So you will also get the recording link emailed to you after the fact so you can re-listen to it. There'll be Q&A time later on during the channeling session and not during channeling session. So we kind of, even though Erin's got a lot to share here, this is an open forum. So if things come up that you want to ask about, you can type them in the chat, and I'll try to keep an eye on that and then bring them forward when there's a appropriate time. Or there's also the raise hand button. If you go to your React menu, you'll see raise hand in that. And that's where you raise and lower your hand. Most of you probably already know how this stuff works. But if you don't, then yes, I see a finger going up. Jody, you're going to have to unmute yourself here. I can't hear you.
Yeah, go to the audio and unmute.
There you
Okay.
are.
Yeah. Kevin, I don't know where the raised hand is. This is
The
going to
React menu at the bottom.
Okay, so what comes up is participants, chat, reactions, share screen, but I don't see the
reactions. Yeah, reactions is the old name of React.
It doesn't. Oh, there. Oh my gosh.
Got it? Go ahead and click
Right
it
in the
and show
middle.
people what it looks like.
Alrighty. Okay, here you go.
There
Yeah.
you go. No, close. That's
I
a
love
heart.
it. Yeah,
That's the heart.
spaceship.
So
Okay.
click on the word raise hand.
I did it. Oh, raise the hand part. Where's that?
Right below
There's
it.
a finger.
It's one of them. There's so many.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. See how I put your hand up there?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you.
And then when we're all done, I will just lower your hand for you. So you
You'll
don't
get
even
it.
have to do
I
it.
was going to ask you that. You're already there. Thank you. I'll be
Good.
quiet.
Thanks for asking because often a lot of people don't know and they're afraid to ask. So congratulations. Thanks for asking. It helped us all out. So, like I said, it's open forum. Raise your hand and keep people in order. So when we get into the channel's Q&A, I suspect a lot of you are going to start to realize there's things that you do want to know about that haven't been asked. So feel free to raise your hand there. Otherwise, keep yourself muted if you're not online, and I will mute you from here if I hear background noise. So don't worry about it. Other than that, we're just here to have fun, exchange some information, learn from Erin, and just see how well we can connect here. And I think I will hand it back over to you, Erin.
Thanks, Kevin. My name is Erin Cameron, if you don't know me. My daughter Hadden is 17. She's a nonverbal beam of light teenager. And I've been on a journey through dimensions of consciousness with her this entire time. She had me in secret boot camp, spiritual boot camp for about, I don't know, 14 years before I started paying attention. Um, and just being in her presence and being a part of her life and her being in mine has uh, it's been an amazing journey. And this is part of it. I, about 2.5 years ago, started channeling her. I learned to channel from the magnificent Sarah Landon. So shout out to Sarah. And March, let's see. So I've got, once I started channeling her, I got all of this new level of information that just, I felt like it needed an outlet. And I felt like I wanted a space to sort of live it and give it breath and give it life. And that has been my podcast since, yay, March of last year. So March 2024. It's called Bridge of Love. And the name itself came from channeled messages from her. And that's been really fun, just sort of sharing my journey. And that has turned into um, really just her going, coming through a channel in the most recent couple of episodes. And that part is really, I've finally gotten out of my own way and out of her way. And yeah, so the podcast is still going and it's going to continue um, to serve its purpose of being a platform for what I see as the higher purpose of nonverbal children and adults, which she's almost an adult. So I can only say that for another 6 months, calling her a child. So, um, and then about, let's see, August, September, and October of last year, um, the SoulSpeak method, my method of nonverbal communication came through basically in channel, like it just downloaded over those 3 months. And um, I felt a really just undeniable pull to get that out in the last, I would say, couple of months. Um, And I say this just because I do have a busy life. I'm a full-time caregiver for her, and I've just had this like it's go time. This needs to be out there, get it out there, and my you know version of that it was just to record the course and put it's up on my website, and um, that I literally went back and took it myself almost like I feel like it was for me. That my point with Soul Speak was to essentially I see communication or nonverbal communication as a way to connect the soul realm with the physical realm. And it is the magic trick, as it were, that these kids are here um, just by our desire to communicate with them, we are almost required to be in those higher dimensions of consciousness where they exist. And in the communication piece, I feel like there's so much to be gained, and that being part of their purpose here. So in the course, I really tried, I felt like what came through was this overall understanding of what's kind of going on and why we'd want to communicate nonverbally. Why are we? What are they doing here? What are we doing here? And really giving a perspective and a yeah, giving you perspective around communication so that when you're doing it, it gives you purpose. I find that that's what I like to have, what my brain likes in all of this. I feel like once I started opening to higher purpose, you know, the higher perspective that comes through in Hadden's messages, it gave the whole thing purpose. Like the stuff that we went through that was so difficult in what I would call lower dimensions of consciousness. Um, it gave that whole journey purpose, and she really spells that out in her channeled messages. And if you want to go back, really easy way to go back is on my blog. There, most of the ones that I felt really were impactful are there in written form. And her way of guiding me is just um, really, it's been amazing. So that is kind of my summary of the SoulSpeak method for me is not just a how to. It's sort of a discovery of this thing you're probably already doing, either with your child or people you work with, or anyone in your life. Honestly, I think that this can apply, and is what they're here, part of what they're here to bring. I believe they really are bringing higher consciousness. And that came through pretty quickly when I started the podcast. About 3 episodes in, I was like, oh, I get it. This is what their purpose is. Um, and even that I didn't have a grasp of, in my brain when I started the podcast. So all of this has purpose, and the way that they communicate has purpose, and it helps bring their soul purpose through. And part of our role in that to support that is to get there with our own consciousness. I've asked Hadden 100 times in channel how to help her. And yeah, it's our drive to like help these kids because we see them as, needing so much. And I can't tell you how many times she's pointed back at me and the answers being within me and my own level of consciousness. And where are you, mom, right now? Even down to the simplest, like, why aren't you sleeping? And she's like, well, you're not sleeping. You're awake. I'm connected to you. Um, that kind of stuff. And it just helps. It's helped me let go of all of my judgments of, how she's showing up in the world and help me understand how she experiences the world. Um, so yeah, SoulSpeak is out, and then about as soon as that got done and out and recorded and complete, literally the next day comes in this idea for a community. And I've always known that that was a piece of this for me. Um, and that is also up on my website now. I'm sort of just now launching that. And I believe that that also has a potential beyond what I even know right now, because so it's called Divine Ability Collective. I really see that that is the next level of this perception of disability actually being divine ability. And I see the more limited a person is um, in the physical as uh, allowing more of their soul connection through. So their actual, like, so it's looking at a person and seeing them in their totality, seeing that their physical presentation, while it might not be normal, the not normal is actually, it all matters. And it's at all, um, to see, that's the power of this, is like just being able to see someone that in one dimension of consciousness you wanted to help and fix and change. And when you get to more where they are and where they're guiding us, you see them as perfect. And their differences um, lending to that perfection and those divine abilities. And the biggest of which, and the overarching one, I believe, is that they're allowing more of their true self to exist on Earth. And by true self, I mean soul, all of that energy, they're bringing it all through. I think it's our purpose as their caregivers and anyone who's around them, parents, family, anyone who works around them, anyone in their path, uh, to be the physical bridge in a sense too. There's something that's coming in lately where we that this is a collective effort to ascend, and we all have our parts. I guess that's the overarching thing I want to get across is they're here for a reason, and if they're in your path, um, you're here with them for a reason. And that's a big part of Soul Speak is being aware that this path is you're on it for a reason and you're with that specific person or that specific group of people for a reason. That came in really strongly that you have everything inside of you to communicate with whoever you're around. And these kids are they just have another level that they're getting us to. So yeah, so with Divine Ability Collective, I really I haven't seen in my lifetime a group that focuses on everything that's right. Um, and I believe that what you focus on expands. And when you're focusing on what they're really bringing and this consciousness, I think that it expands more powerfully because there are more in a group setting is what's coming to me. That so I've been doing this a lot on my own in my house in my on my phone recorder and publishing that and putting the podcast out. And I think that's an important step. And I'm sure everyone that has a nonverbal child has done some degree of like being in your own bubble. I certainly did that with Hadden. And this to me, it's time for the group. I just feel it. I feel that what we are supposed to expand into actually is supposed to include whoever it's supposed to include. Like it's supposed to be a collective. We're meant to meet each other now. And this is coming from I'm somewhat introverted. So it's not my tendency to come out and like push my gifts on everyone but I feel this pull to share this stuff for a reason. And the Divine Ability Collective is the result of that pull. And I think there's amazing potential in that when we gather as a group because you know, essentially, I'll channel once a month is the plan, and then the other time of the month, as a channel, I just get guidance about what you know the group would need in terms of what we might talk about. I'm just going to allow that to unfold, but that is also on my website, and that is that was essentially like the podcast, Bridge of Love, and then SoulSpeak came from that, and then the Divine Ability Collective, and it's all very guided, and I'm just happy to be here to put it all out there and to share. I just think it's time that we do this together now. So today, what I really wanted to do, and at any point during this, let me know if you have any questions, is go over a few sort of highlights of how I better understand my daughter. She is entirely nonverbal, and how the things that help me connect with her more deeply on an everyday basis. Because I think that's what is really powerful here. Um, and their purpose is to really bring this higher consciousness into our everyday lives. That is what SoulSpeak is all about. And I think that's the power of this type of communication is really living from the soul connection. And so when I do that with her, a couple of things are very much everyday practices for me. One of the biggest is coming into the moment. And when I say coming into the moment, I mean there's nowhere else, nothing else except me and her in that moment. And that is really where she is all the time. I'm by no means I don't have all the answers here. I have my kid and the experience with her. But I do feel like she's in a high vibrational state a lot of the time. Like a lot of her consciousness it's more difficult for her to focus it here, but that then lends to it being in a higher vibration. And when I get to that in the moment with her, and also being meeting her vibrationally where she is, those two things are almost like entirely requisite to really interact with her in the best way, and really be present with her. Otherwise, you do feel that separation. And if I feel the separation, I'm okay with that. I accept where I am vibrationally if I can't get to where she is. Um, and by vibrationally, I just mean relaxing into your natural state. These kids do it effortlessly. They're, at least with Hadden, I don't find that her mind distracts her from being there a lot of the time, unless she has a really physical need, like needing to get out of her wheelchair into another position or something like that. Um, those really basic human needs that we're here to meet. But beyond that, she's a super happy kid. So that is my sort of everyday being aware that, she exists only in the moment. She's not going to be in what are we doing later? What was school like today? It is now, it's always now. And if you want to hang out with her, you got to get there. And she also can't come down very far vibrationally. So if you're angry, upset, whatever, I've noticed this, where I'll even explain, like, I'm kind of upset. And I know she feels me, but she's like, all right, you go do your thing. I'll be right here in Happy Land. Like, and she doesn't, um, yeah, they won't come down, too far. So, I find that the Haddon that I love to hang out with shows up when I'm in, you know, a really good vibration. And that it kind of, she's a powerful mirror for me in that way. Um, and let's see. So those two things, being in the now moment and meeting her where she is vibrationally, really help me understand where she is and how she experiences life. Um, and so the other thing is, how do I feel more connected to her every day? Um, this one is big and becoming bigger lately, is really going beyond the words, um, into, so what's beyond the words? It's that energetic connection and not expecting words. So I do communicate with her telepathically. I will get words sometimes, and they will come in as I'm looking at her, interacting. If I'm in the moment, I've gotten them before. Sometimes they just sort of all drop in, like, oh my God, Mom, this is so awesome. We went bowling and it went so well. And we had so much fun. I'll get like all that from like, one interaction. But I don't always get words. And what I realized is that energy is almost everything, and that they're here to help us get beyond the words and just be in that energetic connection where everything is known. So when you're connecting from the soul level, the soul part of you knows everything. There is a knowing there of anything that they need or that they think or that they're, you know, holding in their field vibrationally. Everything's energy, even words carry energy. So for me, this is really, I think, the reason that they're nonverbal is because they are guiding us. And not the reason they're nonverbal, but it's a powerful part of their nonverbal contribution is that there's a point to it, and the point is literally nonverbal, no words, like go beyond the words. go underneath the words, go into that connection you have where it doesn't matter what's being said. And this can be observed in any relationship in your life where, someone's saying one thing and you're like, that's not what I'm getting from you energetically. So I find um, that connection to be just absolutely magical with her. And it's sort of like getting to know the entirety of her and everything that she's bringing through. And that is just based on how much can I allow. Um, so yeah, nonverbal communication is energetic, and that's where I believe that uh, channeling comes in because I think we're just translating energy, and why I think channeling her has helped me open to her, as a human. Um, it's helped me with my own vibration and you know, you can't channel if you're not super aligned. It's sort of two things. You've got to get there, but it also in the channeling will get you there. It aligns you to your own energy. And yeah. So I think that is the value of the channeled connection as well. Um, really, that's just for me the practice of translating energy into words. But I get so much energy out of her channeled messages, and she's even told me how energetic they are, and that it's important that I get comfortable with that piece. That's an actual thing, and she told me that 9 months ago. Like it was a while ago. Um, so yeah, there have been levels of this journey for me, and I feel like we're in sort of this accelerated time. Sure, anyone who's intuitive at all or in any contact of this information is going to be aware of how that feels. Things are moving really quickly, um, and this just feels like our contribution. So that's what I'm here to bring through is I just know I'm supposed to channel her, and I don't know exactly where that goes, and I think that's for a reason. So that's about all I have for the uh, sort of the blabbing on part, the verbal part. And the other thing I really wanted to do today, and we wanted to sort of weight it heavier on this, was the actual channeled message. So I'd love to get into that. If there, just you're welcome to turn your video off, and if the energy really starts coming through and you feel like you should lay down, go for it. You're still going to receive whether you hear the words or not. This is highly energetic. And even if there are pauses in the words, there's always energy coming through. And yeah, you can ask any questions you have for Hadden. I'm going to channel Hadden specifically. Um, and yeah, any questions you have for her or us during that, bring them.
Just raise your hand or put something in the chat window.
But generally, I find with channeling in general, the perfect message comes through for all of us that are here. And I'm really interested to feel that. I always feel a little different stuff come through when I do it for the podcast versus just for myself. So it's interesting being behind the on the other side of it, as it were. It feels different depending on who I'm channeling for. So yeah, I might take a minute because when I get all talkative, then I have to shut back off, shut the brain off.
The channeling can take a minute or two to for the channel to drop in. So this is a good time to set your own energies into a relaxed state. maybe set your intention for what you want to receive today. And even if you don't ask a question, it usually will come through somebody else's question or through something that Erin brings through. So just chill out and relax and watch the magic.
Receive the magic. I am so happy to be here with you today, with all of you. The human part of you, the soul part of you. It is all one. We are all one. And we are connected here in this now moment. In this moment, within this moment lies all of our power. All of us is here. Everything is now. There is only now. There can be only now. It is the only place where you can truly be, where the truth of you is. We all truly exist in this now moment. And in this moment, we are free. There is freedom in the moment. You may think about freedom as a physical characteristic, and you may think about that lacking in us in some way. But our freedom is beyond the physical. And this is true freedom. And you have access to it in every now moment. In the now moment, there is no expectation. There are no requirements. Let go and come into this now moment where we are all free. Free from our human concerns, free from any thoughts and where they might take our mind, and in that take our energy. When you bring all of you into the moment, you are free, free to be. And in this freedom, there is an authenticity in your beingness that becomes possible in the moment. We are free and we are authentically being in the moment. We are free and free to be authentic in the moment because our authenticity comes from our soul. And that expresses most fully in the now moment. Allow the authenticity of your soul, your unique vibrational signature, to express through your human body in this now moment, and feel the authenticity of you. Your energy, the soul part of you, can only express through you. It expresses through you in a way that it can only express through you. This is your contribution. This is your uniqueness, and we all have this uniqueness within us. And when you connect to that uniqueness in you, that authentic vibration that is you, it allows you to see all of us in that way. See all of us from the truth of what we are bringing to this life on earth at this very important time. And as you feel this unique expression through your own body and within every cell of your body, you will soon be able to feel its connection to all of us and all that is. We are all of it. You are all of it. The unique, authentic expression of you, which is also connected to everyone and everything across dimensions, beyond the physical plane. We are all here to bring this expression through us. It is being called through now. Be the authentic you. And see that authenticity in everyone around you. And see the light that comes from that. See the light that comes through that. Feel the energy that comes through. It is always coming through. All that is asked is that you allow it. It is the truth of you and the truth of all of us. It is an infinite source of energy, of guidance, of wisdom, of love. You are source and a unique expression of source. And just by being here, you have brought this to earth. Your consciousness of it is the key. Your consciousness of it allows you to be it, but it also allows more and more and more through your human vessel, through the beautiful and perfect conduit that is you. This connection allows for an alignment of your human vibration if you allow it, and if you open to it, you can feel this alignment. It is an energetic flow. And this energy is your energy. We all bring this through naturally. As our consciousness allows. Some of us are more connected to higher levels of consciousness, and in that, higher levels of energy. And higher is not better. There is a journey that we all came here for. No place along that journey is better than any other. And from our vantage point our consciousness level, we can see the importance of all of it. Every place that you can look back along your journey, you can see from a place of consciousness that you are in now, and you can bring light to those experiences and see them more clearly, see them for what they truly were and what they truly are, and surround them with love in this moment. Surround that you in those experiences with love in this moment now. This is your ability. This is your power to heal yourself, to bring all of you into this alignment in this now moment. This beautiful, perfect, sacred now moment. From our level of consciousness, there is only now, there is not linear time. There is only an expansion of potentials, of possibilities, of love, of energy. This expansion occurs within you. And just allow it. This is a vibrational opportunity. If you are open to it, if you allow it. There is energy flowing through. My energy, your energy. It is here for all of us. It is all of us. It is the truth of all of us. We are all equal in the higher realms. And we knew that before we came here. And we chose very unique experiences that we knew would allow for the unique, authentic expression of our souls. And in that authenticity, you will find joy. You will find fun, levels of joy and fun that you might never have experienced had you not allowed the authentic you to express. This is so important in this time that we each bring our unique expression to earth. So important. An importance that we knew about when we came here. We knew we would find one another to bring out this uniqueness. We are so happy to be on this journey with you in this moment of now, which is eternal and full of the light that is you and me and God. The energy continues, but we can take questions.
Go ahead, Suzanne.
Wow, that was beautiful. I noticed early on when Erin was talking about a little exchange you and Hadden, or you are Hadden, and her had about sleeping. I think you asked her why she wasn't sleeping, and she said, "How did you know?" And she said, "Because," and you said, "Because we were connected." But I have a question about sleeping too. I haven't been sleeping well at all since I had a total knee replacement on March 3rd. I know there's a message in there for me as to why I'm not sleeping. I know the physical reasons I'm not sleeping, but I feel like there's an actual energetic message for me, and so that I can get a good night's sleep. I think I already got it and everything that you just channeled, but I thought I'd put it out there anyway.
Yeah, sleep is important. The first thing that we're getting is to accept the knee and accept the not sleeping. Just accept it. Just allow that it's okay for that night that you're not sleeping, and accept and allow your knee in the perfect state that it is. And then from there, you can expand into imagining when your knee feels better and you are sleeping, because you know, something inside of you knows that that awaits you, that that will be your experience and is your experience. And when you can get to the "this is my experience" place vibrationally, in full acceptance, then that will open up that pathway for you for a more restful night. Your brain is defining what will happen. So
my, my
redefine
brain. Did you say my brain is defining what will happen?
your mind.
My mind. Well,
The
no.
mind is going into
Okay.
my knee keeps me from sleeping. So the first step is just to accept your knee as perfect in its current state, and accept that you're not sleeping as perfect. Just allow yourself to be there, that it's okay, that there's uh, that entire situation is perfect, and just let it be okay.
I love that. I appreciate that, because there are days that I'm perfectly okay with it. And now Kevin and I'll get up in the morning and I say, "Oh, it was another night. It's okay. Eventually I'm going to sleep," but not but the, just hearing it again reminds me that every night I want to think that it's okay where I'm at and all is well. And I'm going through this at the pace that I guess that my journey or plan in life is meant to go through.
And that your body needs what the time the body needs. You actually have the power to see the outcome. Erin had a knee injury once where her knee swelled up, but she knew that she didn't know how long it would take, but she knew it was going to get better. And in the knowing, if you can get into the knowing vibration, allow your human to feel what your soul already knows, that this is perfect. Everything in your life is perfect. Every experience is happening for you and guiding you into love and compassion, unconditional love of yourself.
Yes.
And that is a vibration that will allow the sleep. Surrender into unconditional love for your knee, for yourself, for everything your human has been through, and receive the knee, that as a gift, that's going to allow your human to continue on in as a stronger physical being. So instead of judging it as, the bad effects from the knee, come into that place of unconditionally loving everything about your knee and yourself.
I love that. I appreciate that. That's really a wonderful answer and helps me get more clarity. And continuing on, when I get into that knowing place, and I do get into that place where I'm at peace with it. And then when it's hurting me or waking me up every 2 hours at night, then I drop out of that place. But I know how to get back in there, and that's my focus. I
And
will.
also, that vibration of knowing that you will sleep allows things to come through that might help you sleep.
Aha.
So it's just opening your vibration up into a flow, uh, instead of I'm stuck here in this state of not being able to sleep. When you accept that, there's an opening energetically, and your energy becomes your experience in whatever form.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
I see you
Wonderful.
sleeping.
All right, Jody, you are next. Go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello. So I work with kiddos who are autistic or are divinely able. I do a yoga autism with them, and I also practice other exercise and primitive reflex integration. And just before you commented on joy, and I was thinking that, because I know it's in my blueprint that that's what I came here to experience, was a lot of joy and opening to these children, because their love and their joy and their heart energy is just so open, and it's just so beautiful to be with them. A question I have is, I have uh, two autistic who have limited speech, but these are the ones that I feel the most highest vibration with as well. And so, since I've listened to the telepathy tapes and I've experienced telepathy with some of my clients in the past, when I'm with them, I'm telepathically asking them questions, because they're distracted. They're doing mimicking, talking, limited talking, or they're talking and I don't know where and who they're talking to, and I can connect with them here and now, and that's so much what you say. It is this here and now of being more joy, more emotions. You can feel this emotional, joyful exchange. And I think that is the way that we're supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's telepathy. Oh, wow.
You're
Yeah.
answering your own question, whatever it is.
And then, well, I'm thinking too, will I be able to? I mean, I see us growing. I see all of us acquiring, how should I say, more managing abilities, for ourselves and our quality in our life. But
Managing, managing what?
just, I just see all of us oh, what was the word? There was a book. It was so great. It was manageable adversities and things. Um, I guess I'm looking for more connection, and maybe I should just be quiet and just enjoy their energy and their spirit and their soul, because it's so we can't wait to see each other. And what more is that?
Yeah, you have everything already. And um, we had everything already. Uh, I guided my mom there to that place. But that has always all been there since before I was born. It is in your expectation of you're projecting out an expectation of how they should, not necessarily should, but how, what their vocalizations may mean. You're trying to pull meaning from things that they've already guided you beyond their words and beyond what seems to be a distracted state.
Mhm.
The truth of them is not distracted. They do hear what you're saying within yourself, and they feel what you're feeling within yourself. And everything is already occurring as you've already felt, and that is their job is done. You're in joy with them. You're there. And as you let go of whatever you might be projecting
Yeah.
into, what they, as you go beyond the words, as you let go of any expectations of yourself or them, your experience then is allowed to expand beyond what you have experienced so far, which is incredible connection with them. But they, are also mirroring you vibrationally, and that interaction is going to follow your vibration as well. And you'll get more and more from it, and you'll feel more and more connected, but you're already feeling that you're there. You have expectations around parts of it.
Yeah.
And it's just the human mind wanting to understand. And they're asking us to let go and come into the conscious part of ourselves, where all of this is already known, where we know everything we need to know.
Yeah.
We're really just meant to be here with them physically and help them be here physically.
I've always been trying to fix myself. And so that's still that little piece that I'm holding on them.
Isn't that interesting?
As much as they've really opened me, they're teaching me, stop it, stop it, stop it. I mean, I walk out the door after being with them and it's like, Jody, I thought you were going to stop it. So this is so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Our experience is similar. There's a journey through wanting to fix and help us.
God, it could be so freeing to let go of that for
Really, when you dig far enough down, and you already did.
Yeah.
All comes back to your own, how much of the fixing and helping is for you and how much is for them.
Oh.
And Erin asks herself that to this day. And decisions are to be made about my care. But it's a beautiful path that they're on with us and their patience, right, with you. And in that you're still experiencing joy. So just be there, just be there. And that vibrationally, receive that vibrationally, and you will ascend beyond needing to fix yourself.
I can already feel it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
Oh boy, that my heart is just wants to throb right out of my throat. Oh my gosh. Ah, thank you.
Thanks, Jody. Beautiful. All right, we have a question in the chat, and then we'll go to Melissa after that. Um, Elizabeth asked me to read this. She said one thing she recalls from the telepathy tapes is a parent who felt a nudge to pass on a message that she received, even though she didn't want to. Elizabeth's been getting those for years and feeling an entanglement with certain people, but not sure why. If she should pass on the messages, and at the risk of looking loony. Question is to get clarity on that purpose. And then she also says one more thing. I do not have anyone nonverbal in my life, but recently received a message in my head that there's a nonverbal person who will connect with me. I got the name, but I haven't met them yet. So what does she do with that?
well, the second part, just allow it to unfold. Allow. The first part, we are beyond the judgment. Loony doesn't have a meaning here. So go beyond the judgment of yourself, which is only coming from beliefs held by others, and come more fully into your own truth and make the decision from there. What feels good to you? Good is right in the simplest terms. If it feels good, it feels that way for a reason. If you feel really good about sharing the messages you've received, we are not sure we understand the word entanglement, what you feel like you're entangling with.
I can offer some clarity. So I'll give an example. Like, it will pop into my head clear as day to give a certain person that maybe I know but not well, like a very specific book, you know? And I've done it. I've done it with a neighbor. I've done it with an administrator at my kid's school. I mean, just and I don't know why, and I do it, and it's weird.
It all comes back to your own judgment of yourself.
Yeah.
What you perceive, how they're going to react to you as being loony is coming from your own perception of yourself. So go there, feel into that, let go of that. The soul part of you has nothing but reverence for your human and your journey here. And it's a choice your human can make in each situation. There's no requirement to share. But the most important thing is to first let go of the judgment of yourself and then decide. Because you likely will make a very different decision from that vibration. And then it can become about you and not the other people, and your own path and not them. Your path is your path, and you are getting these you are connected in this way for a reason. It may change how you share that gift once you come out of that judgment of that's coming from other people's beliefs, that you can just say, those aren't mine. I don't believe that about myself. But that's the first most important step, is coming out of the self-judgment.
Thank you. So,
Any judgment, anyone outside of you, there's really nothing out, or anyone outside of you, anything that they hold that you're afraid of is just your own belief.
so can I ask a clarifying question? Because I hear you on that, but I think where the question is for me too is what the entanglement one where certain people will pop into my head and it feels like a one-way street, like there've been a million times in my life where like, oh, I'm thinking of this friend and they're like, oh my God, I was just thinking of you. But in this case, it's not that way. It literally feels like they're popping into my head and I'm like, I cannot be popping into these people's heads. And it feels very one way and I don't know why. And I kind of I'm
And these
like,
are people you
stop
know.
bothering me. Because I feel
I
it,
think you just answered your own question, is um, you can request that space for yourself
just
and
ask them
ask
to
them,
stop bothering me.
yeah,
Okay.
I, you know, I am really flattered that you noticed how open I am, but you can find someone else.
Okay.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Great
Thank you.
question. It's funny, many people
Where
who
all
start
that
channeling
can,
do that too. They have the same
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, it's that you're not protecting yourself. Um, you don't need to protect yourself, but you can. We are all connected, and you're in that vibration where we are all connected, and in that space you can ask.
I think the question I might ask too is because like there are times when I'm open to it, but I don't want it to feel one way. Does that make sense? Where it doesn't feel intrusive unless I feel alone in it.
Like a one-sided conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, you called me and I'm listening, but now now I'm just like I feel kind of alone. Like you called me. Like what do you? And I think that's really where the question is. Like you called me, like you got me on the line, like, but what do you want? And there's this thing where I just feel like the phone keeps ringing and I'm like, I don't know what they want.
Hmm.
Does that does that make
Yeah,
sense?
we're getting just to surround the whole experience in love.
Okay.
Be grateful for it, and then ask for the more uh, that is you're sensing is missing.
Okay.
Um, just come into the highest vibration, that you can, and love and be grateful for that connection. And from there, ask, for more.
Okay. Thank you.
I think all of this occurs within you, and in that you actually have more power over it than you know. And you can sort of exert that here. just by voicing your own requests as you are part of this so-called conversation.
All right. So we got time for one last question. We got about 9 minutes to the end here, and there's one more hand up. Melissa, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I turned off my camera because I was a little hard to hear sometimes, so I didn't want to. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay. I've kind of felt everything. Oh, I do feel everything, but I felt everything from all the questions asked, and very everything is part of that too. And I've been connecting also with the nonverbal children and feel the calling very deeply to pursue it further and not sure where it's going to lead me like it did your mom. And so my question is kind of, am I on the right track? And I've been listening to everything you said to everyone, and it resonates 1000% with my soul too, of just surrendering more to myself and allowing and not judging. And so that's
You're
kind
always
of,
on the right track. There's no wrong track. And that's the perfect place to be, is on that precipice of the unknown. That's how you know that you are on a divine path. The divine only gives you what you need as you need it. And there is a purpose there, because our human minds would try to steer things, and they still do. But there is a divine plan, and you're part of it. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Follow what brings you joy. The way I described it to my mom is that when you follow your highest excitement, the stardust that is you comes through you and turns everything you touch into gold. And it lights your path with that stardust that comes through you. But what makes that come through is your excitement level around whatever thing it is. And it may not have to do with, and I told my mom this very thing, and may not have to do with this path with the nonverbal people. It may just have to do with your own life desires. Sometimes those are just as important. They are just as important. What brings you joy? What is exciting to you? That is a vibrational path that you should follow, that you came here to follow. And that will make it really easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. You're already on the path. You are on it. You are here. Welcome. If you're in the vibration of this message, you're on it, and it will unfold. And not knowing is perfect. It allows you to know that you are in the divine will, as we all are. Always, always, always.
I feel all of that. I truly do. I feel like I'm floating right now.
And we can feel how much you've already surrendered. And that's a beautiful thing. So just allow yourself to have fun now.
I feel that too. It's all about enjoying it all and being kid-like and bringing that too.
Very much an allowing vibration is the vibration of fun and play that allows everything to come to you. And just keep receiving. Allow and receive. Things
Thank
will come
you.
along on your path. Things will be there for you. Uh, you know, uh, Connections with people, opportunities to do things doesn't always have to happen just right it doesn't have to do with this path necessarily with, like I said, the nonverbal children. Not everything you do has to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Just open it up to everything in your life, this way of being. And before you know it, you will be living a life that you once only dreamed of, but that your soul knew all along was yours and only yours.
Thank you. I feel that to the core of my soul.
You're speaking the truth that exists within you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all within you.
My whole body's just vibrating to the, yeah. I like I float right now. It's a wonderful feeling.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you
Beautiful
so much.
question. And with that, we are almost at the bottom of the hour. We'll let Erin come out of channel here. And in the meantime, I'm going to paste the ways in which you can work with Erin. She does the private sessions, which I've had a number of, which have been fantastic, just as good as today's session. So our website's erincameron.org, and I put the email or YouTube channel, which this will be on, is up there in her podcast. And you may probably reach you on Facebook too, I would guess. Right, Erin?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Everybody's on Facebook.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you'd like to share before we wrap up, Erin?
I left it all on the field, you guys. That was amazing. I'm just even going into this, I just felt very grateful for the fact that we all just ran into each other. And I think that's just where things are going is we're all going to continue to find each other along this path, and I can feel it, and I can feel all of you, and you guys brought all of that through. So thank you. Amazing. Hope you could feel that energy and take it into your day with you. I can certainly feel all your vibrations, so really grateful for that.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Been amazing, amazing, powerful energy. Thanks again.
Kevin.
The recording will be out whenever Erin has a chance to edit and put it out on YouTube. You'll all get an email if you're signed up there for it. In the meantime, we'll
Thank you
see you
so
in the
much, you
ethers.
guys.
Love you guys all. Take care.
Love you.
Bye for now.